Before I start this video, I wanted to let you know what this video will actually do for you. It's essentially how to have peace of mind without constantly meditating. For me, I had to meditate all the time to have peace of mind and mental clarity. But with these tips and how to do them, you essentially figure out how to live with peace of mind instead of just experiencing it once in a while. Now, there's one thing I forgot to add in the video, and that is how to have faith. And faith is the thing that will allow you to have peace of mind. And this is learned through auto-suggestion, something that I'll talk about in another video because this video is really long. But it comes after you get these down, so I'll make another video on that later. Enjoy. Well, I'm gonna sit right here and drink my coffee. All right, welcome back. So I've got a fairly important video today, not only for me, but hopefully for you, so you can learn something from this video. I'm just kind of sitting out here drinking coffee and relaxing by the water. But I wanted to talk about something that I realized in the last week or so about my life, and hopefully will translate to your own. Now, I've been struggling with anxiety or stress for a long time now. It's been about probably 4 years since I realized that stress was really affecting me and kind of taking over my life. And I never really talked about it. I never really talked about it all that much. You know, I told my parents a couple times, like, holy crap, I don't know what's going on. I feel extremely stressed and I don't understand why. Started taking some supplements, this and that. You know, this week I came to the realization that the main cause for anxiety for me, in my case, it may not be in your case, but for me, it's food. And it's not the thought about food, it's food itself actually having a reaction in my body that causes stress. It was really bad 4 years ago when I graduated high school because I was eating terribly, because I was buying whatever I wanted, I was eating out, and it really consumed my mindset, and it was bad. And so I had to figure out ways to kind of manage that stress or anxiety while thinking that it was all in my head. I didn't know it was purely physiological. Now, there's two types of stress, obviously. In this case, there's the reaction to food, and then there's stress in your life. I get stress in my life, but I know the difference, because when I react to food, it's different. You can feel it, and you may not even be stressed about a specific situation, but then the next day you are, and you kind of feel it in your whole body. Your mind won't stop thinking. Now, a lot of people have that problem. A lot of people can't stop thinking, right? So they wake up and their mind is 100 miles an hour. Throughout the day, it just doesn't slow down. They don't have that peace of mind. And that peace of mind is what saved me and allowed me to experience some joy in my life. Because when your mind is constantly running and running and running, it's hard to experience joy. It's getting covered up by your compulsive thinking. For me, the first thing I did, it wasn't food, because I didn't know food was causing this. I didn't know my lifestyle was causing this. I didn't know the way that I was living, the way that I was sleeping, the things I was, consuming, and the things I was eating were actually affecting my mind. I didn't know there was even a way to calm the mind. I didn't know you could have peace of mind. I thought that's just the way it was. So I remember for most of my life, a bit after graduating high school, I would wake up extremely stressed out. Most of this is due to the autoimmunity that I experience. I'll wake up and I just feel awful, and you don't want that. That's not a good way to live. But waking up and feeling absolutely stressed isn't normal. But I just remember struggling in the mornings and throughout the day with this stress. And it wasn't necessarily anxiety, it was stress. And there is a difference. And the reason I say stress is because to me, stress is more something that I experience in the body. And then anxiety is purely something that I experience in the mind. Like, if I'm worried about something in my life, I'll call that more like anxiety. Oh, I'm anxious about something that I have to do. That's life, that's anxiety. And that's different than experiencing stress in the body, because stress it kind of hides itself in you and it it kind of buries itself in you, not only from things that happen in your life, but also the things that you're doing physically. So that's why I say food is such a big part in it, and figuring out the diet that works for you. And for me, that's a long process. It could be a long process for you. Any kind of improvement you make in your diet is gonna help with that stress, with the anxiety too. Now, it's normal to feel kind of a little bit anxious about life sometimes. It's normal. Everyone experiences that, but you don't have to live like that. You can experience peace of mind, and you can do other things in your life that will give you peace of mind all the time. I've basically come to the realization that there's more you can do to achieve peace of mind than just, meditation. Okay, so that meditation was the reason I started this whole YouTube channel. Meditation was the whole reason I started Sumbee. Meditation was the thing that initially saved me and gave me that instant peace of mind that I needed to get through the days. It calmed my stress down. It released the good chemicals in my brain so I could just chill. And it helped me deal with autoimmune reactions, which I didn't know was causing all this. I experienced an autoimmune reaction 2 days ago, okay? And that's why I'm making this realization now. I had an autoimmune reaction to something 2 days ago, and it was really bad. I didn't sleep at all that night. I was super anxious the day before. Like, I could not get my mind to slow down whatsoever. And if you've ever experienced that, you know how terrible it is. It's probably one of the worst things. It's what causes a lot of problems. You can't focus, you're in a brain fog. To me, what I've discovered about brain fog is that it's an excessive amount of glutamate in the brain, which is your excitatory chemical, the opposite of GABA, which is the calming neurotransmitter in your brain. That's what brain fog is too much glutamate, not enough GABA. Now, glutamate actually turns into GABA if you do things properly with your lifestyle. One of those things is meditation, right? So that's why I started meditating. I didn't know at the time this was what brain fog was. But the biggest symptom of brain fog, is feeling like you're in a dream, but also excessive thinking. Now, I'm not talking about just normal people. They're just kind of like going about their life and they're fine. They're not thinking too much. They still think a lot, but they're not excessively thinking. There's a difference. And the funny thing is that excessive thinking usually ends up bringing people to awakening to some sort of spiritual practice, because when you do spirituality, when you practice present moment awareness, when you meditate, when you do yoga, when you exercise, GABA is released, which means you have less glutamate in your brain, which means you feel at peace, you have peace of mind. GABA is really the chemical for peace of mind, one of them, and I think is the most important. And it's also the chemical for mental clarity. From what I've realized, from what I've experienced, I'm purely talking about my experience here. And I've done lots of research on this over the years, and I've connected the dots in my life to see when I felt peace of mind, when I felt mental clarity effortlessly without practicing 30 minutes of meditation. The whole reason for Sumbee was, I discovered meditation and I thought it was the best thing ever. And I'm not saying don't meditate. In fact, I think you should meditate. I think I should meditate more. I don't think there's anything wrong with it unless you have some sort of pre-existing mental health condition. Then I would suggest you don't meditate and probably go talk to someone, because meditation forces you to feel what you have been avoiding. If you're avoiding some deep issues, meditation is gonna probably bring that stuff up. If you don't want to experience that, maybe don't meditate and find some other way. Go exercise. And then eventually, as you let go of things, you'll be able to meditate and be able to face that pain. Meditation will clear up brain fog for a little bit. It's not permanent. It's just kind of like a treatment. Okay, you're treating the symptom. It has a lot of other benefits in your life if you do it consistently. So let's get into the things that I want to talk about other than meditation. I know people get obsessed with habits and it's like, okay, you have to do this every day and there's 1,000 habits you should do. But I want to break it down to the essentials and the things that actually matter for peace of mind. I don't want to make things complicated. I like to keep things simple and bring it down to the raw essentials of what you need. If you have the right lifestyle, you won't need to do excessive amounts of habits, because when you're doing excessive amounts of habits to feel better, it means that there's something wrong in the structure of the way you're living. That's what I've realized. If you're not getting the essentials and you're not boiling things down to the raw essentials, and you're not getting those fundamentals down and doing them properly, then you're gonna need a lot of habits to compensate for the amount of disturbance in your mind and in your whole body. So here are the absolute essentials. What I've experienced in my own life and what I know works for everyone. Number one is sleep. I've disregarded sleep as one of the most important things for such a long time, but I've noticed throughout my whole life, my sleep schedule is good. I'm doing a hell of a lot better. For me, a good sleep schedule is going to bed 10 to 6 or earlier, right? If I wake up at 7, I don't feel as good. If I wake up at 8, I don't feel as good. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying you won't feel as good and you won't have that essential, optimal sleep. 10 to 6 at the latest. Maybe this won't apply to you as much if you're not struggling with health issues, but still, it will apply to you. If you already have lots of energy, you'll get more. So that's just the reality of it. The reason for that is the circadian rhythm is completely locked in with the sun. You see that? That's what controls your sleep. That's what controls your mood. That's what controls the light entering your body and actually signaling cells to either tell you to stay awake or to go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, early in the morning, maybe even a bit before the sun goes up, go outside, get the sunlight in your eyes, get it in your ears, get it on your skin, and you're good. And then you'll be able to fall asleep the next night. So Liam Stopsonitis, he kind of inspired me to start going to bed really early and getting up really early. That's extremely important. If you're not getting that kind of sleep, then you're not going to feel as good. You're probably going to be excessively thinking, because when your cortisol cycles are off and your circadian rhythm is off, you're not going to have great sleep. Number 2 is quitting coffee. I'm kidding. But, you know, to each their own. So number 2 is exercise. Now, these things sound so simple, you know, sleep, exercise, eat right. But I want to explain to you why they're so important and why, you know, I've disregarded them as the most important things in health. In even healing conditions as complex as autoimmunity, as pretty much any condition, this is going to help a lot. So exercise. If you're not exercising daily, you're holding yourself back. Now that sounds like, you know, so general. Everyone says that, yeah, exercise is good for you, but what does it actually do? It boosts your BDNF, which is your brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is literally the things that helps grow brain cells and give you better cognition. Without exercising, you're kind of becoming dumber. And if you already have brain fog, which is an excessive amount of glutamate, you're getting even dumber, which is what happens to me when I have too much brain fog and I don't exercise enough. And the reason for that is because excessive amounts of glutamate, so an imbalance, will literally kill your brain cells. It's the opposite of neurogenesis. So you're just basically getting dumber if you're not exercising enough, you're not moving your body. Now that's not the only benefit of exercise, that it will boost your BDNF. It will also boost your dopamine, your baseline level of dopamine, which is your baseline level of happiness. If you exercise for like 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and you exercise daily or every other day, you're gonna notice your happiness levels are going up, because every time you exercise, boom, endorphin rush. And then you come back a little bit, you come back to your baseline, then you go up again. But then your baseline will continue to rise as you exercise. So you're just gonna become happier and happier. So the other reason for exercise, in my case, these are pretty much all for me, but hopefully will benefit you, is moving the lymphatic system. Now the lymphatic system is basically a detoxification system in your body. You have lymph nodes all here, all throughout your body. And they move, they don't contract like your digestive system, they move with gravity, they move from you moving. The more you move, the more you're gonna drain your lymphatic system, which is gonna help kind of cleanse your body. Now for me, I get acne. As you can see, I may still have some acne. It's not bad actually right now, but that has a lot to do with the lymph. And I've noticed whenever I exercise daily, I go on walks, I jump around, go for a swim. If I'm moving my lymph and, you know, just kind of moving a lot in general, I'll have better skin. And skin does have a lot to do with food, but it has a lot to do with the lymph. Along with exercise, do the sauna. The sauna is extremely detoxifying. It makes you feel good. It's the same thing that happens with exercise. Your heart rate goes up, your happiness goes up, and you're getting better skin, you're getting better BDNF, and you're sweating out bad things out of your body. So that's kind of a bonus for exercise. Now, number 3 is food. And this is so controversial, and I've pretty much had enough studying food that I've come to know that no one agrees on anything. No one agrees on anything. No one knows what to do. It seems like everyone knows what to do, but the truth is you have to figure it out for yourself. You have to figure out if certain vegetables work for you, if certain fruits work for you, you know, how much meat you can eat in a day, stuff like that. Let's just get to the real basics that will help everyone, which is cutting out the bad stuff. You know what's bad for you, hopefully. I hope you do. If not, I'll tell you. Junk food, things that come in like a plastic wrapper that you can just open and eat, if the ingredients list is long on what you're eating, it's not good for you. So stay away from that crap. Eat whole foods. That's as simple as it gets. Eat whole foods. I want to make diet extremely simple for you because it has been extremely complicated for me. So eat whole foods. What does whole foods mean? If it's not really, you know, coming from the planet, then it's not a whole food. Personally, I stick to meat and vegetables. Sometimes I'll eat a lot of vegetables. Sometimes I'll eat no vegetables. Fruit is, you know, fine. Just don't overdo it. Some people, you know, say eat a bunch of fruit. That may be fine for you. For me, it's not so fine. It gives me a bunch of brain fog. So you kind of got to test it out. Don't eat whole foods plant-based. Don't eat whole foods carnivore. Just figure it out for yourself. If you want to try carnivore, go for it. If you want to try veganism, go for it. Don't do either of them for like 4 years and then complain about the fact that you're experiencing health issues. You have to kind of test things and see what makes you feel good. And what I mean by feel good is that your mood is better, your brain fog is going away, and you're sleeping better, and you're exercising better. So it all kind of ties together with the food. When you cut out dairy, for example, 90% of people will improve their mood within like a week or 2. Same with grains, okay? Grains are extremely processed. Not a lot of humans can handle grains. A lot of people react to them and stuff like that. That's the essentials. You've heard it before, but I explained why it's essential. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, leave your compliments in the comment section down below, and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Oh my gosh, that was 22 minutes.